Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI tutorial video. In this video, we are going to learn more about Power Queries. In the previous video, we saw that how can we use Power Queries to transform our data that was unclean, or if we wanted to just perform some of the operations over our data, then how can we do that with the help of a Power Query editor. So we just combined the different columns of data into one in the previous video. In this video, we are going to learn some more functions that are possible on a data with the help of Power Query. The reason why we are stressing so much on this, or why we are covering two videos over this, is because Power Query is a very important feature of Power BI, and whenever you are working with data in real time or in any kind of organization, then it is a 90% chance that your data is unclean. It is not going to be like cleaned with all records present, no null values, or everything in a proper format. That's rare. So you should know how to work with an unclean data, how to clean it first, and then how can you load it into your Power BI. That is why we are going to cover this video also with Power Queries. So let's start. First of all, let us take a look at our data source. So these are the three sheets on which we are going to work today. Split is the name of the sheet. Okay, so here we have some 5 records, and all of them have a uniform status, or a uniform data is present on them. There is first the name of the state, then there is the name of the country, and then is the name of the continent. So these are the 3 values, or the 3 fields that are present in this address field itself. And then we have quantity. So what we need to do when we load this data into our Power BI is that we need to split them into 3 different columns: the state column, country column, and the continent column. Okay, and then this quantity column is going to be as it is. So let's see how can we do that. Let's go to Power BI and import our data from Excel. This is my data, that is data source underscore unclean, which is just a Excel workbook, the name of the Excel workbook. So you gotta wait for a few seconds till this data is loaded. Okay, so we have got table 2. If you just select over this, okay, not this one, not table 3, not table 4, it's actually table 1, I think. Yeah, so table 1 is what we are going to work upon. So you can just click on this table like this, and you will be able to see its preview. You can just check it and click on transform data, so that we can go to the Power Query editor window. If you directly click on load, it would be loaded into Power BI, and Power Query editor would not be visible, so you would not be able to make any of the changes in your data, right? Okay, so here what we have is this data, or this column, which you want to change, which you want to split up, right? Now one interesting thing to note over here is the format of this data. We have got text over here, right? So you can see ABC written over here, which denotes that yes, this data is of textual type. And when in quantity, we have 1 2 3, which means it's of number type. So that's like a quick fact. So in address, what we can do is we can either go to transform or add column. Both of them have the same functionalities or the same features, but the difference is when we click on transform, this column will just remove itself and it will be replaced by 3 different columns, while if we click on add column, 3 new columns would be added along with this column. Okay, so we do not want 3 new columns to be added. We actually want this add column thing to be kept on for side. We want this transform column thing to come up. So let's click on transform. Since we want to split up this data, and this is a textual data, okay, that's why we just checked ABC. So we need to go to this text column format, this text column group. Make sure your column is selected, and there is this split column option. You can click on it. There is this number of options that you can choose from, but since in our data we have comma separated values, so we can take comma as a delimiter or a separator. That's why we are going with this first option, that is by delimiter. So by default a comma is selected as a delimiter, but in case you're wondering, there are these different signs that could add as a delimiter. or you can also add a custom delimiter for yourself. I'm going with comma, and split at each occurrence of the delimiter. Okay, because I want 3 separate columns. Or if you wanted only like the state to be separated and the country and the continent to be crammed up in the same column, then you can just go with the leftmost delimiter or anything that you want. Then you can just click on OK, and you can see that we have got states, countries and continents. We can just double click over here and rename them as states, double click, countries, and double click for the continents. Right, so that's how it works, that's how quick it is. And you can just go to home tab and choose on this close and apply. So what will happen is, in a few seconds, this table would be in front of you, table 1 would be in front of you, and with the changes applied to it. Okay, so you gotta wait for a few seconds, and yeah, table 1 is now loaded. If we just expand it, so you would be able to see the columns, okay, like continents, countries, quantity and states. Now let's work upon the next sheet. So we can go to recent sources, that is data source unclean. Here what we have is a table 2, in which what we're going to work, we have a product ID that is made up of like 2 letters, 2 alphabets, then there are 4 numbers, and then there are these 6 alphanumeric characters. So what we want to do is we want to separate these values. Although a delimiter is given to us, but we do not want to work with the delimiter, we want some other way to separate them. So how can we do that? Let's just select this table, click on transform data to transform it, or to make sure that the Power Query editor is opened. Excuse me. Okay, now so we have this product ID column. If we just go to this transform tab, so we have, okay, so before that you must make sure that your column is selected, and since it is a text column, that's why we are going here into the text column. You can go to extract. So how many characters you want to extract by length, first characters, last characters, or range of characters, whatever you want to extract, you can just go with it. But since there are these 3 values, so we need to go to this add column option. If you just go to this add column option, you will find that there is the same function available for the text again. You can go to extract, and let's see that how can we extract the first characters. If we just click on the first characters, then what happens is we get a count, that is how many characters starting from the left you want to extract. So I want to separate these 2 alphabets, so let's just say 2 and click on OK. Now what happens is I get 2 characters from each record. Similarly, if you want to extract like the last characters, so last 6 characters I want to extract, I can simply click on 6 as a count and click on OK. Okay, so that is kind of a problem. Let's just again work with it. I want to extract last characters. Oh, sorry, I just gave 2. So if you want to just undo your work, you can just go to applied steps and undo it from here. I want to extract the last characters. How many last characters? I want to extract 6 last characters. So yeah, 6 last characters are present over here. Similarly, if you want to extract between the delimiters, this middle portion could be extracted between the delimiters. Okay, so you can go to delimiter. So the start delimiter is a hyphen and the end delimiter is also a hyphen, and you can click on OK. So yeah, it's now working. Let's just check it once again. Start delimiter is hyphen and the end delimiter is hyphen, and click on OK. Okay, so I don't know why it is working, but yeah, it should work. So you can just go with if you want to just check this middle thing, you can just go to text between delimiter, and usually it works. I don't know why it is not working right now. And once you've done that, you can just go to close and apply, and these changes would be applied. Or if you want to just discard these changes, you can just exit this Power Query editor and you can click on not now if you do not want to work upon with these changes. Okay, now again to the recent sources, that is the data source unclean, we have another sheet available with us, that is or another table available with us, that's table 4, which is having like kind of names, the first name, the last name, but the difference is that we have not a proper case. They are not in a proper uppercase, they are not in proper lowercase, they are not in proper sentence case, so we have kind of a problem here. So for that purpose, what you can do is you can just press Ctrl A to select whole of this table, go to transform, and here you have like format. So in the format, a common convention for a name is capitalize each word, that is the first letter must be capital and all the rest are small. So you can just select on this one and you see all of your names have been changed. If you want to just convert them all to uppercase, you can just click on all to uppercase. Then we have trim. What does this trim do? It would just remove extra spaces from the text. Okay, so capitalize each word is what I'm going to go with. So this is how you can work with Power Query and perform different operations in Power BI. That's all for this video.